episode of Be the Light with me, Sarah G. We have made it through yet another fantastic week. I hope everyone did some awesome, productive things. We learned something we didn't learn. We did something we haven't done yet. We're being kind, beautiful people to everyone that we surround ourselves with, right? Happy Juneteenth, like I said. If you have not signed the Opal Lee petition yet to make Juneteenth a national holiday, please do so. I posted a link on my Facebook page of 4 ways that you can take action to really, try to create that difference that we're all envisioning. Every single one of us, without a doubt, I know you do, would love to live in a harmonic world and environment, and the only way that we can get there is if we work together and just like spread the love that we want to have, that we have in ourselves, to everyone else around us. So we got this. Go ahead and jump on that if you haven't already. I'm excited. I'm really excited about today's episode. The topic was brought to me by a dear friend of mine. You know who you are. Shout out to you, Matt. He emailed me, or I guess DM'd me the other day, and he's like, he's always been so supportive and loving, and I love you so much for that, Matt. And he asked, he said, hey, topic idea, can we talk about motivation? And a million light bulbs went off because there's so many things that I want to say about motivation, and I just, Matt, this is a tremendous, super important, fantastic topic. I'm so glad that you brought it to my attention, because honestly, since I am just I honestly completely just went over my head. How do you not talk about motivation, especially in doing videos the way I've been doing? How do you stay motivated? How do you personally stay motivated in your dreams? What are your dreams? Have y'all figured those out yet? No, if you haven't, it's okay. You still have plenty of time. But whatever we do, whatever we're passionate about, what are ways that we can stay motivated to achieve those dreams, those goals, right? There's a million things that I'm excited to share today that I do that maybe you can pick up also to help you stay motivated. And I'm going to start with Rachel Hollis. And Rachel Hollis is honestly the first person in my life outside of, well, obviously Spencer opened the door to dreams and possibilities for me, right? And he gave me great books and tools and people to listen to. The other day I made a post on my story talking about diet, what goes into your diet. It's not, solely the food you eat. It's about what you read, what you watch, what you listen to, what you participate in. All that goes into your diet, right? And so I truly believe that the things that we read, everything that I just said, the things that we read, the people that we listen to, the environments that we choose to place ourselves in, they play a huge role into my motivation, right? And your motivation. Since I have been on this journey with Spencer, and I want to give him as much kudos as I can, because I know that he is younger than me, and a lot of people think, not a lot, but I have heard, from people you're taking advice from someone who's 6-7 years younger than you. Dude, that 6-7 years younger guy that I'm madly in love with has a badass life. His dreams are literally coming true. And I have witnessed it. And I have been a part of it, and I can tell you it's real. So I know what he's doing at such a young age. I wish I knew all these things and have been practicing all the things that I practice now at the age that he started, if not sooner, because he has this strong belief system and the things that he does, his routines and his habits. That's how he's, gotten the success that he has, and he's only 24. Guys, I live a beautiful life. I'm able to share this life with him. He's able to support me in my dreams because of the things that we practice doing every day. So this is going to be a great video. Rachel Hollis, aside from Spencer, was the first woman person that, I picked up that really just kind of resonated with me. There's books that I was reading prior to Rachel Hollis that got me, excited about my future and life and dreams and goals. And really started opening my mind about all the possibilities that life has, because ultimately, I want you to write this down somewhere. It was in my coaching office when I was coaching. I have it written down in a million places. We can have, be, or do anything you want. Like, I truly want you to believe that, because it's 150% true. You and me, we can have, be, or do anything that we want. Let's just remember that. And Rachel Hollis talks about in her books how your dreams aren't gonna matter. No one's gonna care about your dreams as much as you do. Like, you need to care about your dreams. Like, you need to take like such good care of them, more than anyone in this world. Like, you are the only one. Even the people that love you the most, they will never understand what your dreams mean to you, because you need to be that passionate and into them. Like, you need to be that committed to them. And I want you to remember that word, committed, because I'm going to bring it up again in a few minutes. And so another thing to note is your dreams, whatever they are, write them down. And I don't want you to think about all the hows or, well, like, how am I going to get there? My dreams sound crazy. None of your dreams are crazy. They're all, you can totally make them all happen if you really, really commit and want them to. Remember that too. So yeah, what are your dreams? Get a piece of paper, write them out. No matter how crazy you think they sound, write them out. And then another thing that Rachel Hollis brought into my life that I love is her Start Today journal. So in her Start Today journal, every morning there's 5 things that I write that I'm grateful for, because gratitude plays a huge role in how I feel every day. And so that's great. But the second part of her Start Today journal is there's 10 lines, and it says dreams that I've made happen. And that's super important, because our mind literally believes everything that we tell it. I mean, it's insane. If you tell yourself you're sick, guess what? You're not. You are gonna feel sick because your mind is thinking it, right? It's like being outside and someone's like, or I don't know. I guess a better example would be, you're in elementary school and you find out that somebody has lice near you, I don't know, and all of a sudden your head starts itching because you're thinking like, oh my God, they have lice, I might have lice, and you don't even have lice, but because you're thinking it, your mind starts to believe it, so all of a sudden you start itching and all these, on your head, and you're like, oh my God, I have lice. And so growing up was something that I love that my grandma taught us. She instilled in us that, hey, your mind is so powerful. So every time we would begin to feel sick, she would say, tell yourself, I'm healthy, I'm healthy. You're telling yourself that you're not sick, essentially. Don't say, I'm not sick, because that's implying that you are sick. You need to use the positive in it and say, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm happy. Does that make sense? So it's on the way you phrase things also. I'm going to come right back to this in 1 second. I am in the middle of work, so I apologize. Give me a second. All right, and we are back. It was nothing important, thank God. It was just when they like something. But anyway, so yeah, my grandmother would say, it's all about how you tell yourself things. You can self-talk yourself out of anything. Like, your body or your mind truly will believe it. So that's always been a very powerful tool that I've loved and have embraced. So in my Start Today journal, Rachel Hollis, recommends the same thing. Write down 10 dreams that you made happen. And when you're writing them out, I want you to write them out as if you've already achieved them. And so there's dreams in my journal that I'll say, I own a famous Mexican restaurant, right? And I say I own, not I'm going to own, I own a famous Mexican restaurant. I compete in marathons and triathlons. I am fit and fashionable. I am the best mom ever. I am debt free, like all these things. And because I'm constantly writing them down, those things, those beliefs that I'm creating in my mind, they end up, what's the word? They end up becoming real. I couldn't think of the real word, but they end up, actually happening. And the key to them happening, this all goes in with motivation. I know if I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, it all ties together, trust me. The key to them happening is me believing that they were gonna happen. It's not like, don't put a time limit on when things need to happen. Just let them happen when they're gonna happen. Keep believing that they're gonna happen, because they will happen if you truly, truly stay committed and you believe that it will. So that's huge also, like time limit. Get rid of the time limit. If you tell yourself, I'm not gonna be happy until I accomplish this, and this, then guess what? You're not going to be happy, and all those years leading up to you accomplishing those things are going to suck. And we want you to love life. We want you to embrace every second of it, right? That's what, God wants for you. He gives you one life, and he wants you to live it to the fullest. And what's helped me is eliminating the time limits. Like, I'm going to be 31 this year. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I don't have like this major crazy title in corporations or anything like that. But I feel amazing every day I wake up. I'm still doing big things. And why do I feel so good? Why do I feel like I'm already like on top of the world and queen of, the United States? It's because I believe that all the things that I'm working on currently are seriously gonna like happen soon. And I can't tell you exactly when, but I just know that they're gonna happen. So I live life as if I've already achieved those, and that's why I'm able to wake up every day and feel so great. A key into my motivation is just believing that what I'm doing every day is gonna get me to where I'm gonna go. Something that is really important is the how. So you don't need a plan to be qualified for your dreams. Like, people like make excuses for them, to disqualify themselves from being a dreamer. Like, I can't accomplish that because I don't have, all the steps written out. I don't know the how. So like I said a few seconds ago, the how is not important. You will attract the people, places, circumstances, all of that will appear in your life when you commit to your dreams. Isn't that amazing? Like, I want you to seriously try it, even if it's with something small. I just want you to believe in something as long as you're passionate about it, it should be pretty easy to believe in it, right? And just watch how over time you are going to slowly attract. It's the law of attraction. If you don't know what the law of attraction is, bro, you really got to open some books. The law of attraction is huge. But it doesn't just happen. You have to take actions every day, working towards those things that you believe in, those goals, those dreams, whatever it may be, to help the law of attraction really, really work into your life. To help, say, if you want to, you can say the law of attraction, you can say God, to help God bless you, whatever you believe in, both, that's amazing. But like, either way, all the, like I said, people, places, things, circumstances will begin to appear in your life if you stay consistent and committed to whatever your dreams and goals are. So right off the bat, those are a few things that have helped me stay motivated. I'm motivated and excited every day about doing these videos because I believe in what these videos will do for others, what it does for myself. I was on a podcast not too long ago with Stevie G. Hey, Stevie. And he asked me, he said, so when these videos, they're not necessarily for you. When I created them, I'm like, take whatever you want from them. But yeah, I said in his podcast, like, these videos are for me also. They're great. They're like reminders of like, hey, this is the life I want to encourage others to live, but this is also the life that I am living, the lessons that I need to remember to help me become a better person every day, if that makes sense. And so, yeah. So a quick recap of what I just started with: dreams. You got to know what your dreams are. And I truly don't want you to have any shame in whatever they are. Whatever it is that you're super, super passionate about, you have to truly want it. If you don't want it, you're not going to get it. And I've said that with that can, for anything. I made a video about losing weight and fitness. There's so many people that reach out to me, Sarah, how do you stay on your fitness goals? Well, it's because I want it. Just like anything else in life. You have to want it. If you don't want it, you're not going to get it. You have to legit want these things, guys. I'm not joking. You have to want it. You have to believe that you will get it. If you don't, they don't happen. And then at the end of the day, you're like, you start making all these excuses as to why they didn't happen. This morning, I went on a run with a good buddy of mine, and he, right off the bat, was like, I don't want to run too hard. I haven't run in a month. I'm going to be slow. And honestly, he hates running with me because I always push him to run faster, to be better. And in the moment, he hates me. He hates every fiber of my soul, of my body when he works out with me. He's like, you push me too hard. But at the end of every workout, he's like, he calls me and he's like, I'm feeling better now. I'm so happy that I did that with you because I live to see another day. And I'm like, yeah, you did. But like I said, when we were getting out there to start running, he started giving me all these excuses. And I stopped him immediately and I said, these excuses that you're giving me as to why you're not going to run at my pace, as to why you can't do it, are all excuses that you're telling yourself. You are totally capable of keeping up with me. Like, I know what my current pace is right now, and it's pretty similar to where he left off on his last run, even if it was a month ago. And I was like, dude, we're at the same level right now. Like, you can do this. And guess what? He did it. And yes, there was like a majority of our run where he was like moaning and groaning and this hurts. And I just like kept like saying all these like motivational things like, we got this, like you're almost done, like you just gotta run to there or just run to that point and you made it this far and you're already running at this pace that you said that you couldn't run at and you're doing it anyway. Like, stop telling yourself that you can't do it. Just do it, you know? And he, like I said, he always hates me in the middle of our workouts, but at the end he loves me so much more for him. So, but yeah, that there's, you know, to stay motivated, you have to rid yourself of all the excuses that, you know, that come into mind. And you have to remove opinions from other people, like those two things. So you're going to get, it's difficult at first. It really does take practice. But after a while, you just don't give a fuck because you are so passionate and you believe in what you're doing so much that you know that, like I said, especially if it's good things, that you know it's going to happen. So because I believe in this project, Be the Light, because I believe that I will be a successful restaurant owner one day, because I believe I am a badass athlete, all those things are going to happen, and it's easier for me to block out or get rid of the excuses because I am so passionate about those things. Any excuse that comes to your mind is, at the end of the day, just write it down. If you have to, cross it out. Like, don't let it linger. There's so many books. Like, let's go back to, what do you listen to? Who are you? What are you reading? Like, all that is huge. And so I have a library of books and people. I was listening to a podcast this morning of Ed Mylett with this guy that his name is John Assaraf, I believe. And I'll share that above this post when I share this video. And I want you to listen to it because it just happens. They at one point, or the majority of the podcast, they're talking about like inspiration and motivation. And he is going to, you're going to hear some of the things that I'm going to bring up right now because he phrased it so well. And so John Assaraf talks about being interested versus committed. And he says being interested, if you're just interested in the idea, you're not really passionate about it, like you think, like it's just like, that sounds great, I'm interested, I think I can make that happen, but there's nothing, I mean, you're not all in yet. Like, you need to be all in these things to stay motivated. So an interested attitude, your obstacles are already bigger than your goals and your vision. You've already lost. You can't be interested in whatever you're chasing. Like, you have to be committed. When you're committed, you will do whatever it takes to upgrade your knowledge and skills. You'll begin to develop a different belief system and habits to match your vision and your goals. And so that's the huge difference. Interested, obstacles, excuses are going to get in your way. Commitment, nothing will stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Crazy, I know, but it's so true. Like, I'm not making this stuff up. So let's get rid of the excuses. And the opinions of other people, like, first off, is this their life or is it yours? Like, that's what you got to remember too. Like, whose life are you living? Theirs or yours? What dreams are you chasing? Are they dreams with good intent? If they're dreams with good intent, then there's nothing to feel shameful about. You know, like, it's just like, let other people live their lives. So what they have to say is, obviously the more successful you are, the more opinions you're going to bring into your life. I'm sorry, that's just going to happen. But if you just, I want to encourage you to stay committed to whatever it is that you're chasing. So a couple weeks ago, we had a rookie go home. And why did he go home? I might have talked about this already. He was in the car with us right before we dropped him off out in his area. And you could already tell through his his body language and his verbal language that he was already like checked out and done, and there was really no like saving this kid at that point. And I wish he had come to us sooner, but talking to him for the brief period that we did, we learned that he was having trouble being out here doing, the job that Spencer does, because his parents wanted him to go into real estate. He knew that his friends were giving him a hard time because, they're in college and right now it's their summer vacation. And so they're partying or traveling or whatever. And so he had, he has all these opinions being thrown at him, and they were starting to bring him down. And I tell everybody that comes out to this job, because it's so true, and it's true for anything in life, is whatever you're doing, you have to be doing it for yourself. If you do something for someone else, you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to get burnt out sooner than later. The road is going to be miserable, right? So come to find out, we asked him, why did you even sign up for, this internship? Why are you out here? And he was like, well, it sounded like a good idea. It sounded like a good idea. That's not as difficult as this job is. Like, guys, what Spencer does for a living is difficult. Like, it really does build character, because it's like, it's direct sales. You're knocking on doors. Like, you build some thick skin doing this job. Like, there's nothing that scares you after doing this job. Like, you grow so much as a person doing this job. You learn how to communicate with people doing this job. There's so many great things about this job. But anyway, so he was like, oh, because it sounded like a great opportunity, like I could, get some personal development in it. But he wasn't really like sold on any of those things. I mean, they're all great things that he was saying, but he wasn't sold on it. Like, he didn't really believe it. He just thought they were good ideas. He was interested, right? He wasn't committed to being out here. He was just interested, like, oh, let's see what it's about. And that's where his first and biggest error was. And so in the middle of our conversation, I paused him and I said, what would you be doing right now if, your parents didn't have a say, if your friends weren't, in your ear? Like, what would you be doing? And he was like, I would be in theater. And I said, in theater? And I said, what are you majoring in? And he was like, business. And I said, and why are you majoring in business? And he says, because it's easy. And I said, because it's easy. Oh, wow. So now it's starting to make sense. And I'm like, don't do things because they're easy. Like, the things that are hard are the things that you are going to love the most about life, because they pushed you in different ways. They got you out of your comfort zone. And I said, this is what I said. I'm not going to say his name, but I said, when you go home today, like, there's anything that I want you to take from being out here is just the attitude of you can have, be, or do anything that you want. So you want to go into theater? I don't care if you're like in your last year of college for business. Drop it, change majors, go to theater, try it out. I don't want you to have any regrets in your life. Like, oh, I didn't do that when I should have. I could have done that when I was younger. Like, you're going to start making all these excuses as you get older in life because you didn't take the risks when you were younger. And so I said, go home and like, just do it now. Like, who cares how old you are, And I said, I want you to go home, get into theater, do something with theater, like try it. Like, even if you suck at it, I want you to try it, And I don't know if he's actually doing that or if he took my, 2 cents and, really decided to try it. But I hope that he does if he hasn't already. So someone who's inspired me so much, again, who do you listen to, is Gary Vee. And if you don't know who Gary Vee is, please look him up. He's an amazing entrepreneur. But Gary Vee, what I love about him and what I connect with him so much on is the fact that he did not start like chasing his dreams until he was 30 years old. And so why does that resonate with me so much is because that's the same age that I started like really chasing my dreams. And how did I begin to be this, the whole Be the Light videos? I was listening to a podcast one day with Ed Mylett, and he had Patrick Schwarzenegger on, and they were talking about like how in times of, like these, like what we're currently in, this is when people either like find something or like, this is the time when people either like just get down on themselves or start, like lose hope or give up, or they do something, they create new things to be excited about. They create new ways to for the world to change. They create new ways of like, hey, how am I going to survive this? And they act on those thoughts, on those dreams, on those visions that they have. And that podcast, I encourage you to listen to it also. It's another good one by Ed Mylett. Just has so many good, awesome, inspiring people on his podcast all the time. But yeah, that's another one that I want you to listen to, Ed Mylett and Patrick Schwarzenegger. And so they were talking about like how Amazon, got started, in a recession, and Netflix, same thing. And so we have these really big successful companies that started in times like we're currently in, and that like the biggest fire under my ass that I have ever felt. Like I was like, wow, like when I make these videos, I post them on YouTube, and I was telling Matt the other day, I have a bad habit and I need to be better at watching them because I want to be a better speaker. But I don't like watching them through YouTube, because I know if I go to YouTube, guess what? I now can see how many likes it has. I now can see how many views it has. And that's not important. Like in my first video, I talk about like how Spencer said, it's not about how many likes or how many views, right? He's like, you're going to do this. If you're going to do this, then just commit to doing it. And that's it, and whatever it becomes, it will become. But if I'm passionate about it, if I believe in it, it will ultimately be what I envision it to be. It will ultimately have the impact that I, dream and hope that it will have. And so when I rewatch these videos after I put them together, I am rewatching them through the original video that I saved on my phone, which is away from YouTube. Because Spencer's right. Like, it's not about the views or the likes. It's not about the comments that people leave. Like, thank you so much for everyone who's love and supporting me along this journey. Like, hey, I'm going to take a couple seconds. I'm up to 150 followers on the Be the Light fan page, which is amazing. But again, at the end of the day, even if, that 150 was just 2 or even 1, that's fine. I would be happy and excited about that, because that's one person. My goal is just to have one person like every week, just one, in 7 days. All I want is just one person, to reach out to me, or one person to, be intrigued. Just one person makes a huge difference. And that's all I'm like, when I think about it, it's like, okay, that's all I need is one. I don't need thousands or hundreds right now. I just need one, and so that's, something that keeps me also motivated and helps me stay focused and away from all these excuses and, other things that, negative thoughts I could be telling myself about, my project. And I hope I'm making sense. Sorry. Sometimes I need to drink more coffee. But yeah, motivation, staying motivated is, I feel like the ultimate key to staying motivated is you just have to truly believe in what you're doing. You have to truly 150% be committed to what you're doing. You have to 150% live life as if you have already achieved your goals, your dreams, and watch what happens. Like, just watch the magic that happens. And then lastly, like I said, remember that this is your dream, not someone else's dream. This is your life, not someone else's life. Like, just take you. If you're the only person in this world, like, just eliminate all the other things. Yes, there's going to be 1,000 obstacles. There's going to be people that tell you no. How many success stories have you heard about the people that got told no? Seriously? The biggest example of them all, Michael Jordan, his high school coach told him no, and then look what he ended up becoming. Can you imagine if he let that no stop him from becoming the athlete that he ended up becoming, the GOAT that he ended up becoming? Can you imagine? So when people tell you no, when people reject you, when people don't believe in the things that you want to achieve, do not let that stop you. Do not let that person stop you. Other people's opinions do not matter. Like I said, what I love the most about my life is I know that I'm making these with love from my heart. I know that my message in these comes, they're good messages. I'm not here trying to spread any type of negativity. I try to be as transparent as I can be in how I'm feeling every day and the lessons that I've learned, the things that I experience. Like, these are the things that have helped me. And so thank you, Matt, for bringing the topic motivation to surface, because I needed to speak about it. It's so important. Like, how do I stay wanting to make these videos? What keeps me excited? I know that in order to continue to make these Be the Light videos, I need to constantly be becoming a better person. I need to constantly be working on myself. Like, I can't tell you something if I can't share something with you if I haven't experienced. Like, what kind of person would I be? I'd be a big liar. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't make me feel good. And I hope that, you're not living a life and telling people what to do when you haven't even done it, Like, dude, if whatever you're chasing in dreaming, whatever you're chasing in life, as long as it has a beautiful purpose behind it, go at it with everything that you have. Be fearless. And it's hard. I know a lot of this stuff is easier said than done, because obviously everyone hates rejection. Some people hate like confrontation with other people. You think, that everyone has, your best interest in mind, but no, sometimes you just got to be fucking selfish. Like, you do, and that's okay. Like, don't feel bad about it. Like, just keep chasing your dreams, because the impact that it'll have on the world. How it'll make them feel. Like, if opening a bakery is what you want to do, open a bakery. I have a friend that I used to be work, in education with. She was a teacher for like almost a decade. And then she stopped teaching and she decided to chase her dreams of being a baker, a Latin baker. And now she has like close to 3,000, if not more, followers. And she makes the most scrumptious conchas in the whole world. Christine Martinez, I'm talking about you. Like, I hope your ears are ringing. Like, dude, that took balls, courage, but she believed in it. She loves what she does. She is committed to her vision. And that's why she is having the success that she has. I guarantee you, if you ask her, if she's had obstacles, she's gonna tell you yes, because that's life. That's life in general. Like, life, I said this not too long ago, life is like what my dad says, it's a roller coaster. You're gonna have highs and you're gonna have lows. And the goal, of course, is to ride the high for as long as you can. But don't ever get too comfortable, because, dude, just when you hit the top, you're gonna end up coming back down. Something's gonna bring you down, but that's okay, because that's where the lessons are learned, right? Every time we get knocked down, every time an obstacle gets placed in front of us, that's where we grow. Like, I want to encourage you to like embrace those moments instead of letting them shut you down and like keep you from doing the next step or the next thing. Like, just like when something gets you down, when someone tells you no, be like, okay, all right. Evaluate go see what, maybe, obviously there's something that we could be doing better, right? Or maybe that person that told you no, maybe that just wasn't the opportunity for you, and that's okay. Like, maybe when I was applying, last year when I went out and applied for my first job in the restaurant business, I, at that moment, had never done anything in the restaurant world. Like, I had zero inkling on like what I was getting myself into. I just knew like, hey, if I want to open a restaurant one day, I want to educate myself on all the positions. Like, that's seriously my mindset going into this restaurant thing. Is when I applied for my position at the restaurant I was working in Arizona, my manager, she was like, why do you want this job? And I told her, I said, my vision is to own my own restaurant one day. And I believe that will happen, but how I feel like I'm gonna get there is I wanna work all the positions. I wanna learn like what everyone in my restaurant's gonna be doing. I wanna know what their responsibilities are, how they're supposed to be performing. I wanna be in that position so that when I am hiring those people that I want to work for me later on, I know what to look for. I can like relate with them and be like, okay, this is why you're struggling. This is what I need from you. This is what I expect from you. Because I've been there and done that. And so it's me being willing to grow. Like, literally, like, these jobs, unfortunately, most of the jobs in the restaurant biz, unless you're like bartending or waitressing, they don't pay that much. So it's not about the money for me. And I make that very clear when I go apply at places. I'm like, it's not about the money. It's about the experience. That's what I need. I need the experience. I want to get my hands dirty. Yes, am I going to be one of the oldest people here? Yeah, and that's fine. And old, I'm not even old. But like at my last job in Arizona, I was working with a bunch of 20-year-olds, like literally young 20-year-olds. They were average between the ages of 19 and 22. Like that was the average, 19 and 22. So there's already like a 10-year difference between me and them. But I still saw them. I went to work every day. I still saw them as my equals because I was excited because I was learning something from them. They were doing the position that I wanted, that I was excited to learn about. I was like, dude, you're going to teach me. And it's fine, you know? And that's one of the reasons that we got along so well is because I was so like open-minded and just ready to learn. I'm like, teach me. Like, I don't care if you're 10 years younger than me. You're great at what you do. Teach me. I need to know this. And so I've been able to work with these, you know, these younger people, and I have the best time. I literally have the best time working in the restaurant business because of them. They just keep life exciting, and I feel younger when I'm around them. And so, yeah, it's that part of me that's not afraid to take a step down. Like I don't hold myself on any higher than anyone else. Like I am here, just like you guys. Like I am equal with you. I do not believe that there's anything about my life that is better than yours. It's just, hey, I'm chasing my dreams in the best way that I can. And my goal and vision is just to be an inspiration for others. Like this is what keeps me motivated is I want people, this is part of my motivation, Matt. I'm gonna call you out right there. A huge part of what keeps me motivated every day is I want to inspire others to understand or to believe in themselves. No matter how old they are, no matter where they're at in life, that you can always start over. And Gary Vee says this at one point, you're never too old to create a new dream. Like even if you're, you know, say I started this dream now at the age of 30, right? And I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve until I was 80. That's fine. If I live to be 100, I have 20 years where I'm living my dream. And that will make it worth it for me. But what about all the time leading up to that? How many people did I impact? I'm sure there will be thousands, right? The people that I interact with every day, that's my opportunity to have, you know, an impact on them, like to share my love with them, to share what I love about life with them. Like I don't need all the kudos and credits and all the things. It's just like how I live my life, and that's what I love about the Be the Light movement is I'm not asking you to be anything like insane or unachievable. Like I'm asking you to be the best version of yourself, to feed your mind with good, healthy material, you know, because there's so much junk out there that's so easily accessible. It's easy for us to like get down on ourselves or live life, you know, the way we see on TV or whatever. And a lot of that stuff isn't the healthiest. You know, I wish it didn't exist. I hate the damn TV because of all the crap that's on it. I'm not a fan of the news, you know, like I am very, very, very picky as to what I read and what I consume, what I listen to. Like, trust me, I am a very open-minded person. I'm so open-minded. It's insane. I literally, like, I'm so open-minded. This is going to make you laugh. It made me laugh the other day. I was in the grocery store, and I made one of Spencer's favorite meals, these buffalo chicken strips. And the breadcrumbs that I normally use to make them were sold out. And so I'm standing there in the aisle, and I'm like, what other brand am I going to use? Like, I don't know. And this lady, you know, comes up to me, and she's also looking at the same breadcrumbs, and she's like, I went to go grab, you know, one brand, and she was like, have you tried this one? And I looked at her, and I was like, no. And I wanted her to sell me on it. Like, why do you like them? Have you tried them? You know, and I asked her, I said, have you tried them? She's like, they're my favorite. She's like, honestly, I used to use a brand you're about to grab, but now I use this brand because it's crispier. The taste to me is a little bit better. And I was like, okay. I said, all right, I'll try it. And so, yeah, that was fine with me. I was like, all right, I've never used this brand before, but I'm going to trust you because you're saying that, you know, you love it. And if I end up not liking it, it's okay. I'm only going to eat them one time like this, you know? But I mean, aside from that, like, just focus on what you focus on every day. Like reflect on what you're feeding your brain and your body every day. And because all of that, has a role in how we feel. So I want you to feel good as you can every day. Obviously, you're going to have bad days, bad moments, whatever. But the better, if you're constantly practicing on like how to like cancel those moments out or how to overcome, those obstacles, trust me, like these days, dude, I am the happiest I am in my life because I give 0 fucks at this point in my life. Like I am not getting so good at just like just believing and feeling good and like believing the things that I believe in, feeling good and practicing the things that I practice. Like honestly, guys, like when I say that I wake up and I read this material or I listen to these podcasts or I write in this journal, like all that stuff has helped me be who you see right now. All that stuff is what keeps me motivated because I'm listening to other people and how they, like if all these success stories that I've heard up to this point, they all essentially have the same message. They were just people, they started off as people just like you and I, and they were able to achieve their dreams because they believed in what they were doing, because they were relentless in the pursuit to get there, because they were committed. Like it starts with your belief. You have to really, really believe in what you're doing. And if you believe in what you're doing so much, there is absolutely nothing, I mean nothing, that can stop you from achieving it. I'm so serious. Like it's not like, it might sound cliche to some of you, but I promise you, it's so real. The success that I've seen from the friends in my life, the success that I've seen Spencer have, the success that I've seen people in my own family have, it's because they were relentless. They did not let any excuses keep them down. They learned, they grew from the times that they were knocked down, but because they believed in where they were going and what they were doing, that's how they got there. That's their why. You have to have a why. I don't know why I didn't bring this up. I don't know why I didn't bring up the why earlier. What is your why? Write down all your dreams. Don't worry about the how you're going to get there. Just write them all out. And then to help you narrow it down to the ones that really mean the most to you, because obviously you want to commit to the ones that you care about the most, write your whys, like why you want to achieve those, why you want them to become real. And the biggest why that you write down, that's the dream that you're going to chase. That's the dream I encourage you to chase first, right? And say you do it, say you're halfway into that dream, and all of a sudden a new why comes up, or a new dream, or that led you to a new dream, or maybe a new opportunity, and now all of a sudden that why is more important. Well, then chase that why. Like just because you start something doesn't necessarily mean that like that's the only thing that you have to be doing. Like things can always change. Like just go with it, as long as you're doing things that you're passionate about and you believe in. The moment you stop believing in it is the moment all your motivation just dwindles away. Like you have to believe and want it with every fiber of like your body to achieve them. Oh my God, I can't even say it enough. So yeah, Matt, and everyone else that watches this video, thank you for sitting with me today. Motivation. What will keep you motivated? You just have to want it. Your why. What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Once you discover that, nothing will stop you. Nothing absolutely will stop you. And remember that don't focus on the how. The how will figure itself out. The people, places, circumstances, all that. God will bless you. The universe will bless you. Whatever you believe in, that'll start to appear. The law of attraction will bring that into your life. Don't worry about the how. Just focus one day at a time, one step at a time. Create that vision board. Vision boards are huge. We have vision boards in our house. Why? Because I love seeing my dreams. I love looking at them like, oh, that's mine. That's mine. I have that. I live life like I have what's on my vision board, right? So yeah, guys, thank you so much for sitting with me today. I'm sorry this one went on a little bit longer than most of my videos, but I just love this topic. Matt, thank you so much again for, bringing this topic to surface. Like I said, like motivation, guys. Woo! Now I'm fired off and I feel like doing 10 more more videos after this. I feel good. Hell yeah. All right, everybody, let's go into this weekend. Let's do huge things. To finish off motivation, today, like I said, is Juneteenth. I knew virtually nothing about Juneteenth and the significance of it, but I know the kind of world that I want to live in. So that's, again, and not just motivation as for like the things that I'm doing and my actions towards the Black Lives Movement. I want everyone to be united, and I feel, be loved equally across every culture, every race, whatever. Like the dream, that's always a dream in Miss America pageants is, there's just peace in the world. Like, in order for us to have peace in the world, like, we have to bring that peace. We have to be examples of that peace, right? So yeah, starts with us. Let's keep doing big things. Let one day at a time. Let's do better. Let's be better. Like, we got this. Let's be that change that we want to see. Let's be the light. Matt, thank you. I love motivation. Hell yeah. All right, everybody, have a huge weekend. Happy Father's Day. Happy early Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I love you. I'm excited to spend Father's Day with my own father in 2 days. And I'm excited to catch up with y'all on Monday and just hear about how everything went. Till then, guys, continue to be the light in your life and everyone else you surround yourselves with. Remember that you are amazing and that I love you very, very much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.